Hello and a very warm welcome to the WTA Tour Stop Final, the Canadian Du Maurier Open from here in Toronto. The top two seeds safely through. Taking on Monica Seles, world ranked number 5 and seeded number 2. An ex-world number 1 herself, of course, and winning her first title, Monica Seles, her first of 44 titles a decade ago. And Joe, some prospect here.
Well, really, it's going to be a great matchup. I think both of these players are playing so well at the moment. We've seen Hingis a couple of times already. She has managed to up the pace when she's needed to in a match. But Monica Seles, she must love this tournament. So she's been here 6 times. She's won 4. So I'm sure she's looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, looking for title number 5, looking to surpass the achievement of Martina and Chris Evert, who themselves won 4 titles here in the Canadian Open. The crowds have been absolutely fantastic all week, and it's a full sellout crowd here, rather, today. Beautiful day, around 80-odd degrees. Players will take plenty of towels back to the back of the court. So common now on the tour. Warm applause as play is about to get underway. And it'll be Martina Hingis to serve the opening game. No, it won't. It'll be Monica Seles. If you've been with us here during the week for the Du Maurier Open, it's our first look at Monica Seles. Just to let you know, she had a bye first round. Beat qualifier Tatiana Panova of Russia 1-1 in the second round. In the last 16, good play. In the last 16, she beat the 15th seed Lena Lihostova of Russia, 7-6, 6-3. I've got that pronunciation right. Joe Jury's been training me the whole week. In the quarterfinals, beating Barbara Schett of Austria, the 9th seed, 6-1 in the third. And in the semi-finals, beating the French girl Anne Stideau. A great week for her. Beat her 6-3, 6-4.
Well, it's great to see Monica Seles on the attack. And now we don't see her very often at the net playing a sort of orthodox volley. She likes to drive volley, but the point before, very nicely played forehand volley there. Well, that's one of those times when a let cord doesn't work in your favour. It holds the ball up, and Seles was in a difficult position on the court, didn't know whether to go forward or go back.
Well, that's a great start for world number 1. She's been in scintillating form all week. And it's continuing here by the looks of it. And these two are such great champions, Joe. I mean, they've met 9 times before, and Hingis has got the 7-2 head-to-head lead and 4-1 on hard courts. But Monica Seles, what a career. She's only 25. It seems like she's been around forever. She's come back from a stabbing. She's come back from losing her father, sadly, last year, and still is hungry for the game.
Yes, and she obviously wants it. I mean, there's probably no need for her to be out here. She does other things. She has modelled, and, you know, she likes to do other things outside tennis, but the hunger is there for it, obviously. I mean, I can't believe she's only 25. It's absolutely incredible. And to win 44 singles titles, 9 Grand Slam titles, she obviously feels that she can improve and keep up with the younger players who are coming along. After a while, when she came back, I thought, well, you know, before she was out of the game, she hit the ball so hard, and other players were trying to hit it as hard as her. When she came back, I think the tour had caught up, and they could hit the ball as hard as Monica Seles. So I wondered how she was going to fare really out here on the tour, but she's proved that she's up there with all of them.
It's a breakdown, though. It's a good start for Martina Hingis. 1-love. What an angle.
Both of them are already hitting the ball so hard.
First ace of the match.
Well, Hingis has finally missed one. She's got off to such a good start, Martina Hingis, seeing the ball very well.
Get the feeling, Joe, and not surprisingly, I mean, Monica Seles has won here for the last 4 years, and the final before that. They're on her side, aren't they? There were some oohs and ahs in that game.
Very much the crowd are behind her here, which I'm sure Monica Seles will be very happy with. But I think they're a very fair crowd, and they've been great all week supporting Hingis as well. It looks so effortless from Hingis when she's in this type of mood, taking the ball early and striking it so well.
Well, she's a great counter-puncher, of course. We've seen that so many times.
I'm sure Seles will want to get the first strike in this match. I'm sure she'll be happy if the rallies are short and if she's winning them.
If we're going to keep a tally of the winners, Joe, I think we'd run out of paper.
You can't get much closer, can you? Plumb on the line there.
Close, but long.
Thirty seconds.
Loud cheer for Monica Seles. She's got a name on the scoreboard. It's 2-1 for the top seed in the opening set. We'll be back with more action after this. Welcome back. The game has moved on. 2 games. It's 3-2 now for Martina Hingis in the first set. Well, the grunts are at full throttle, Joe, but to no avail on that final shot.
No, and it's interesting that after Hingis had beaten Pierce, she said that the longer the rallies went on, the better she felt. So she will not mind these rallies at all. Whereas Seles, I'm sure, will want to get them over as quickly as possible.
I think she was listening to you, Joe. Clever play from Martina, though, isn't it? The wide serve with a bit of pace taken out, just to stop the ball coming on to the double-fisted Monica Seles.
Yeah, she thinks about it all the time, doesn't she? Point after point. She'll put in a slower ball.
Anything at her, she'll punish.
And anything short of a length as well. Those are the ones that Seles loves. Keeps her eye on the ball, but she moves up.
Chance to get back on level terms. Crowd love it. Deja vu Paris for Martina Hingis, it must seem already. That was a loud cheer.
Well, also, I mean, it's good tennis, and this crowd are good tennis watchers. They appreciate when it is a good match. You can hear they're cheering for both sides out here, but isn't it? It's exciting so far. Side to side, and you can hear with the grunts, they get gradually louder and louder.
Yeah, there's a lot of crowd interference just as they're about to play, and quite rightly. Yeah, and White, the chair umpire, just reminding them to keep quiet, especially during the point.
Well, those are the type of shots that Seles really wants out here.
This is superb tennis from both women.
And Seles is being clever because she's going side to side. She's not trying to go back behind Hingis. She's just going to go to the space every time. It's great to see when each point is finished by a winner, isn't it? It's great tennis.
And level pegging with winners. Not anymore. both returning so well. It's wide. So 2 breaks in succession. And once again, Martina Hingis has got her nose in front of 4 games to 3 in the opening set. And Joe, 2 great champions. We've mentioned that before. And I'm sure Monica Seles was watching Roland Garros with interest, with everything that she's been through in her career. And I suppose Martina could do no worse than get some experience from Monica. She's only 18, but such an enormous record already. Do you see her staying in the game very long term?
That's an interesting question, because she's achieved so much. I mean, at 16 to be ranked #1 in the world, and to have to cope with that and winning the tournaments, coping with the pressure. But with her mother and her support group, it's kept very much her feet on the ground. I mean, she likes to go horse riding. She's, of course, fallen off the horse and injured herself. But she likes to do other things, which I think is very important for, you know, someone this young to have. I mean, obviously, she is very mature, and she really is a lovely person. I've chatted to her on a number of occasions, but I'm not surprised that every now and again, you know, things get too much and she blows up. I mean, she's only human after all.
Yeah, Mum sitting courtside, Melanie Molitor with the hat, 3rd from the left, or 2nd from the right, whichever way you want to look at it. You mentioned interests, Joe. She lists one of her favourite interests as shopping, and excuse me, but I've never met a woman yet who doesn't enjoy shopping.
You'd be surprised, Chris. Why not? She's got a lot of money to spend.
So with the break again, 4-3 first set. Yeah, a little shake of the head from Martina. The returns are awesome.
And I don't think the serving's that bad. I mean, these women are both intent on taking the ball very early. Well, that's 3 in a row off that side from Monica Seles, but she knows she's got to keep up the attacking play, so a few errors are going to creep in.
It's knowing, of course, that the standard has got to be right up there all the time. It's tough.
Oh, it is tough, because you really feel that Hingis isn't going to give you very much, and therefore you've got to raise your own standard time after time. But that was 4 times on the forehand side of Seles. Interesting to see if Hingis will go for it again. Of course, an easier ball. That was half court, so easier for Seles to attack.
1 minute to break.
It must be lovely when you get a cheap point like that. So a love game. Serving to stay in the set. Achieved in some style. Stay with us here on Eurosport to see if Martina Hingis can wrap up the first set. She sits down with a 5-4 lead. We'll be back after these messages. Final of this Canadian Du Maurier Open, serving to take the opening set. She really opened up on that one.
It's so difficult to read, though, when Hingis is going to hit it softly or hard, because she has the same preparation, and then she'll suddenly unleash it. And you know, Seles didn't even hardly move on that one.
Well, she was going to falter. There's no sign of it. 3 set points for the top seed. And there it is, a good set, although Martina, we got the early break at 1-love, obviously, in the first set, or to lead 1-love, is always in front. And put yourself in Monica's shoes now, Joe. What does she have to do?
I think she's just got to keep attacking and try and cut out some of the errors. I mean, it's hard to do when you're trying to hit the ball hard. But, you know, she's got to get up the court and try and get Hingis running from side to side to side and stop the same situation happening to herself, because obviously she is slower than Hingis. I wonder if Seles is feeling a little bit tired after yesterday. She's had a 3-setter, a tough one in the quarters, and then had to play another match, whereas Hingis won in straight sets. I mean, I don't know whether that'll come into play here.
Really did need that serve.
Eyes glued to the ball for this one.
She reversed the happening of the first set and hangs on to the opening service game here in the second. And Joe, just looking ahead to the US Open in a couple of weeks, I mean, the women's game we've mentioned before is in such a healthy state at the moment. All the players seem to be peaking at the right time. It's as open as it has been for years, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to be very exciting when you've got, you know, Hingis, who's regained a #1 spot, who beat, you know, Venus Williams, San Diego, but then you've got Davenport, who seems to be playing brilliant and who's beaten also Venus Williams. But then if you look at Venus Williams, who loves the hard court and seems to be playing well, and of course you can't discount Serena. So with, you know, the 4 of them, and I mean, It's just, to me, I think it's so nice when you go into a Grand Slam event and you're not sure who's going to win it. I mean, you can, take a pick. I don't know, I just think Venus Williams loves the US Open. She really loves the atmosphere there, and I think I might go for her this time.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. And look at that first serve percentage from Monica Seles, 96%, but she's still a set down. But it is the unforced errors that Joe mentioned earlier, 8-3. It's only a 5-point difference. But it was a tight first set. So it really is a few points here and there is going to separate it. So set up and 1-love down, Martina Hingis on serve. No hesitation at all.
And a great first serve again from Hingis. You know, as soon as Seles has to play a one-handed shot, that she's in trouble with her movement.
Grimace there, and a little lifting up of the right leg. I hope she's not got a little strain.
Well, she's being careful, isn't she, about the stress fracture that she had. And she had to pull out of the Fed Cup tie. So I know she came into this tournament saying, well, I'll test it out, really. She hopes to be fit for the Open.
Yes, no such luck from Anna Kournikova from Russia. She's pulled out with a stress fracture to the right foot. So the fellas will be disappointed. Still the relaxed look on the world's #1's face. Winning San Diego a couple of weeks ago, Joe, she surpassed $10 million in prize money at 18 years of age.
Wow.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg with the sponsorships and so on.
Just stroking the ball to the corner there. Hardly looks any effort at all.
This match is getting better and better.
Well, I think the serving's getting better and better. I mean, obviously, they both know that the other one returns well, so they have to serve well.
And quite often they're serving two in a row, aren't they? Sort of neck and neck.
Even more effort going into the shots of Monica Seles now.
Well, that's extraordinary tennis. And the key, of course, Joe, is that when you're going to hit big shots all the time, you don't just do it off every ball. You have to pick the right ball.
Yeah, you want to try and put the pressure on first and then wait for the slightly shorter one, which Seles is doing brilliantly.
So 2-1, Monica Seles in the second set. Beautiful shot of the stadium court here in Toronto. A full house, the crowd thoroughly enjoying this one. Slightly lower first serve percentage for Monica Seles. Ahead on the winner's stake, 8 points. One with winners more than Martina Hingis, but the unforced errors is now on to 6. It's 3-2 now in the second set to Monica Seles. This really is a good match, Joe. Good battle.
Yes, it's almost a battle of wills, isn't it? Can Seles sort of impose herself more on Hingis? And, you know, I know the grunts are getting louder, but she's trying to be up the court. She's trying to hit the ball hard. She really does want to win this. She wants to beat the number one in the world.
She'd just love to be number one again herself, wouldn't she?
Oh, she would, yes.
Not far away at number 5, and I'm sure that'll improve when the rankings next week are brought out, especially with Steffi Graf retiring. I presume she'll be taken off the computer, Joe.
Well, I presume so. I'm sure Steffi wouldn't want to sort of slither down the rankings as tournament after tournament came off. She's made the decision, so I guess she'll come straight off.
She's making that error early in the game that she's got to try to stop, isn't she?
Yeah, it's if she hits the first couple, Hingis gets them back, and she goes for too much when she's too far back.
Now, she pulled herself up there, Monica. Is that because it was a half-court ball and there was no chance of running it down, or is that a potential injury?
No, I think she's just guarding against trying to push off too much on the foot that was injured. And really, she wasn't going to get the next ball.
Monica apologising, and I assume because she stopped right in the middle of the point, which again suggests the foot.
Well, also with the let cord, there you go. And then she didn't move. Hingis could have put that anywhere and won the point.
This is a great match tactically to watch, though, isn't it, Joe? Because Monica's clearly looking to hit the big return, as you say, to dominate the point before Martina does. And it's a lesson for any young player out there in terms of tactics.
Also, a good lesson on how to absorb the pace coming from your opponent and use it for yourself.
Not by much. Great point. Crowd warming to Seles' task.
Ooh, big point there. Return had to be in the court. And that's what I mean right there, absorbing the pace coming from Seles, but then using it, taking it early, not a big swing, but using the pace and just placing it down the line.
This is so good to watch. You can learn so much from this match. Look at the determination. That's the trade-off, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a really good second serve from Hingis, because she's put in a few short ones, but that was nearly on the line. And it just forced Seles to go for a bit more than she wanted to.
Four on the third.
Ooh, big point there. Return. And that's what I mean right there, absorbing the pace coming from Seles, but then using it, taking it early, not a big swing, but using the pace and just placing it down the line.
This is so good to watch. You can learn so much from this match. Look at the determination. That's the trade-off, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a really good second serve from Hingis, because she's put in a few short ones, but that was nearly on the line. And it just forced Seles to go for a bit more than she wanted to.
So surviving the breakpoint chances, Martina Hingis levels again at 3-all, second set. That'll hurt Monica, won't it?
Yeah, she had chances in that game, and she knows it. I mean, you know, where's the balance between... She had to go for the serve when she was breakpoint up, but then I'm not sure she really did go for it. Maybe she was trying to get it in and then hesitated in her mind, put it in the net.
Such a clever idea. It's the right idea.
Just coming round too quickly on the shot, coming across the ball, instead of following the path where she wanted to hit it.
One minute to break.
Great play again from Seles. You almost think it's too deep for her to hit a winner off that.
Well, yeah, no wonder Martina is slapping the ball away. That simply was just too good. And it sees Monica Seles there with that one-game advantage going into the change of ends. We'll be back after the break. 4-3 to Monica Seles here in the final of the Du Maurier Open.
I think Hingis is looking very fit, actually. She's not breathing as hard as she normally does in these long rallies, so that 4 weeks of training has done some good.
She said in that time, Joe, that she took a whole look at her life and put it into some sort of perspective, and she certainly looks lighter for that as well. She's had an enormous amount to contend with for such a young lady. It's extraordinary, really, how well she's coped. Oof, that was close.
I thought it was going in when she hit it. Seles obviously did too.
Quite a few people sitting courtside. No complaint though, and no overall. When you're that game behind, Joe, in a set, it's always nice to win a game to love, isn't it?
That was a very good game by Hingis there. Placing the ball well, keeping the pressure up on Seles. Those deep ones just catching her sometimes. Preparation wasn't quite early enough. Well, Seles just having a look at the line. It looked to me, looked good. Great recovery from Hingis there, because she was in big trouble. Ooh.
That was so close. Set up these two chances to go 5-4 in the second set. Well, yes, for Martina there. She's got the break. A decisive lead now, 5-4 in the second set. And Joe, just to throw a couple of questions at you. She's number one in the world, 18 years of age, but the crowd certainly seems to favour her opponent. Pete Sampras had that problem as number one. He often got the crowd against him and it upset him. What can Martina do to get the crowd on her side more?
Well, I'm not sure she can do anything except that, you know, to let her tennis do the talking. I mean, I think a lot of young players have gone through this. You know, Steffi Graf first came on the tour. Everybody was then cheering for Martina and Chris. And of course, you know, when Martina first came on the tour, Navratilova I'm talking about now, then they wanted Chris Evert to win. So I think, you know, the younger ones playing an older player, it's always difficult. But, you know, her tennis is so good. And she's a very nice person. She just says things sometimes which, I don't know, that's what she feels. She says, that's me as a person. I say the things that I feel, so fair enough. And if you're number one in the world, I suppose you can say them. But, you know, if she really loves this game of tennis, then she'll keep playing. And I'm sure her ambition is such as she wants to win Roland Garros badly. It's the Grand Slam that she hasn't won. And, of course, to win Grand Slams, you have to play other tournaments and you have to win them. And to be number one in the world is obviously very big to her, too.
So, Martina Hingis comes out to stop the 5 wins in a row here for Monica Seles. She's serving for the match at 5-4.
Oh, nearly. And Seles has got to keep going for them. She's got to get that first strike in, get Hingis out of position, especially in this game.
Two match points for the top seed. And he needs one of them. She's ended the 24 match winning streak here of Monica Seles. I suppose only fitting the number one in the world should do it. And for her career title, number 25. Generous applause. And Joe, she's been superb all week.
She hasn't dropped a set, and I really think she's on form now. She's more well-balanced as a person, and she is playing great tennis, Martina Hingis.
I'm sure she'll be delighted going into the US Open to be in such form after the sad first-round loss at Wimbledon. She's well back on track, and it's good to have her back on tour with a smile on her face once more. So we hope you've enjoyed the tennis here from Toronto. Sorry about the rain earlier on in the week. Not a lot we can do about that. Joe and I have enjoyed your company. And Monica Seles, a final word for her, Joe, with her efforts for the US Open coming up. She must be feeling good too.
Yes, and I think if her foot problem is okay, then she's going to be a title contender as well.
Certainly hungry enough. So very relaxed. Martina Hingis, she has been all week. And the icing on the cake, she's won the title. Just getting ready for the interviews. From Joe Jury and Chris Bradnam here in Toronto, it's bye for now.